everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to Frona's Room. This is a place where we have faith-based inspirations concerning life, concerning every area of life. So please stay around, share the link, share the video, and let us reach out to many. Okay, today we are looking at a very nice topic of how to begin small, how to start small. So please, I'm really excited to share this with you, and so please let's enjoy this moment. In the bid to make progress in life, many people are deceived into thinking that they must start big to make it big. So many people have been stagnated in their destinies through this idea, refusing to take a step because they consider what they have, what they are, or where they are so small to achieve what they want. So I'll start by defining small. What is small? Small is a relative term. It doesn't represent any number or size in particular. For one person it could be 2, for another person it could be 100 or even 10,000. Small is simply meaning starting from where you are or with what you have. There are some individuals for whom nothing is never enough. For even if you give them 1,000,000, it will not be enough because to them it is small. Progress begins with a step, and wherever you start from is your small beginning. As you continue adding to the small you have, taking one step after the other, you soon become great. Check out this parable in Matthew 25:14-18. It says, "For the kingdom of heaven is as a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered unto them his goods. And unto one he gave 5 talents, to the other 2, and another 1. To every man according to his several abilities, and straightway took his journey. Then he that had the 5 talents went and traded with them, and made them other 5 more talents. And likewise, he that had 2, he also gave other 2. But he that received 1 went and digged in the earth, and hid his Lord's money. So he saw this talent as 1, and it was really small for him, so he didn't do anything with it. Somebody started with 5, another started with 2, but the other person who refused to start, he despised it. He felt like it was too small, so he buried it. Small things are often despised. That is why God said, "For who has despised the day of small things?" It is these small things that are going to grow big. So please, treasure the small you have. So when Jesus needed to feed the 5,000 men in the wilderness, the only food that was available was a little boy's lunch of 5 barley of loaves of bread and 2 small fish. But did he not start on that? He did, and behold, all of them, the 5,000 men and their wives, not counted their children, all of them ate to the fullest. So please, do not despise the small that you have. Your miracle may be tied to something insignificant that you may even want to throw away. Most great business people today started with a very little capital, but one door opens into another, and soon they found themselves on top. My definition of the word big is small plus small, and another small to infinity. Whether it is 1,000 or 1,000,000 you are looking for, it will start with 1 plus 1 till it is completed. Addition is what leads to completion. Nothing completes itself without being added to. If you despise 1, you will never see 2. Growth is a process, not an accidental occurrence. Those who want to escape the process of growth remain as dwarfs. You can't do without exercise if excellence is your goal. We teach faith. We teach that you should look forward to big things. But I want you to understand that while you are waiting for the fulfillment of the big things, you must exercise yourself in small things. Every vision is great, but the road to its achievement must begin from somewhere. When the angel of the Lord appeared to Mary before the birth of Jesus, he told her, "Behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus. He shall be great, and shall be called the Son of the Highest. And the Lord God shall give unto him a throne of his father David. And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end. This was God's plan for Jesus, but he had to start as a baby in the manger. He came to deliver the world, but he began as a tiny boy. Your small beginning doesn't mean that you will doubt your greatness. It only means that you are exercising yourself towards it. Any vision that is not started becomes abandoned, and when the vision is not realized, it leads to frustration. To begin small and be able to continue to the end is the mark of progress. Those who don't want to begin will not even have an ending. There is nothing wrong with thinking great. I think and talk greatness, but I believe in little steps. You are permitted to talk great, yet you have no choice but to start from where you are. Your brain can think great, your mouth can talk great too, but your hands must begin small. Because as you see it with your eye of your mind, you walk towards it patiently with your feet. Keep your eyes fixed on the vision you have, but let your hands begin to work towards it, small by small, and start it now. In everything that you do, there must be growth, and growth is a process. Every living thing goes through the process of growth. You don't jump up, rather you grow up. Everyone who jumps up must come down. No matter how high he goes, the force of gravity will pull him down. But when you grow up, you stay up. Your child can stand on a chair beside you and say, "Daddy, I am taller than you." But when you leave that spot and he wants to follow you, he has to come down from the chair and walk on his feet. Then you ask him, "Where is your former height?" It's gone because he climbed up, so he had to come down. But wait till he is about 16 years old. He may have grown taller than you. Then there will be no method to bring him down because he has grown up to that height. He didn't fake it. So brother, my sister, in everything you have to do, you have to grow slowly by slowly, and that is the small by small. So now let's look at the gist of the matter, how to begin small. And today I have 4 simple ways of how to begin small. And let us look at them one by one. And my number 1 is believe you can do something. A lot of people be there, but they believe like they can do nothing. They don't feel the self-worth of doing something, of coming up with something new in their lives. No position is too low to start from. There are so many things you can start doing now. Rather than sitting at home in the name of waiting for a job, take a step and you will have more than enough jobs to do. If people keep giving you pocket money because you have no job, you are destroying you. Tell them it is enough. Get me a job instead of giving me money. You have to think, there is something you can do. It is not too much small. Decide to start now and it will amaze you what you will become through that small beginning. If you have a driver's license, don't keep it for decoration or for pressure. Use it. There are other things of leisure and those times of investment. But before you settle down for leisure, go for investments. The presence of darkness does not mean there is no light. It is just a step away. All you need is the decision to come out of darkness and you will find light. God started from zero. He started with himself. In Genesis 1:1 says, "In the beginning was God." So stop wishing you had people to help you. God had nobody to help him, yet he took out a step out of darkness into light, and creation continued from there. You see, the conviction to commence a journey is a great move towards progress. Many are afraid to start anything because of their circumstances and their environment. But we have learned from God that you can always start from wherever you are. You need inner strength to start small, and that is what God is there for. He gives you the courage to take that first step, and from then, there is no turning back. Number 2, arrest your ideas. When God was to start creating heaven and earth, darkness was upon the face of the deep, and everything was without form and void. But the Bible tells us that the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. Genesis 1:2. Scheme what you want to do. Then let your spirit man brood over it. Be bold enough to think and be bold enough to write down your ideas. Don't let them fly away. Through writing, you arrest your thoughts. If you leave your ideas free, they'll fly away. And when they fly away, they go look for another mind. Ideas are mind seekers. Their ultimate fulfillment is to enter the minds of men. This is why you discover that what you had an idea about to do 2 months ago but did not take a step, you finally find someone doing it. Ideas don't wait for people, so don't wait with ideas. Take a step. When you write down your ideas, it is like rising a fire within your soul, because it is only what you write down that you are committed to. What you write down, you are at least concerned about. Wherever you can't write is not a vision. Habakkuk 2:2 says, "Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that it may run that readeth it." Write your vision. Any plan you don't put on paper is not a plan. Have you ever asked an architect, "Where is the plan for the house?" And then he says, "It is in my head." That house will never be built. Number 3, remember we are looking at the ways of how to start small. And number 3 is define your target. When you set targets, it helps you to concentrate on your resources, time and energy in a particular direction. When you set targets, it helps you to concentrate your resources, time and energy in a particular direction. Define your purpose and expectations. What you don't expect never arrives. Have a specific expectation. Don't be afraid. Let your mind think wide and wired. Be a wide thinker, because of how wide you think determines the size of your success. Let your mind think wide and wired. Be a wide thinker, because how wide you think determines the size of your success. Now that we have come to the end of the year, what are you after in the next 12 months? What ventures would you like to engage in? What open doors are you expecting? What new equipment would you want to acquire? The moment you set your target, progress can be checked periodically. By setting a clear goal before you, you know where to put checks and balances. A sense of purpose helps you to discipline your conduct and activities. Anything you leave loose will be lost. No journey begins without a definition of the destination. So first define your target, then move on from there. Then let's look at way number 4. Take bold steps. Don't be afraid of what you see. When you are faced with what looks like a very big problem, just look for a small part that you can handle and then start solving it from there. As you keep tearing it little by little, before you know it, what looked like a big mountain is brought down. So when you want to start your business and you see a big problem before you, don't try to solve the big problem at once. Break it down. Since you have defined your strategy, now design a structure. Map out strategies or steps to take so that you can reach your target. Consider what you have at the disposal presently and then determine the steps to take. Assuming you have a goal to do a business of 1 million, now think of how to get 100,000 from 10 different places or 10 different times. Or think of how you can get 25,000 on a weekly basis. That means getting 5,000 daily for 5 days in a week. Also determine manpower requirement. You may need to employ people to help you in what you have planned to do. So determine how many and what kind of employees you need to start with, if necessary. On the other hand, you may need to do away with some hands you have hired in order to stabilize. Don't employ people you can't pay conveniently. If you ever require the service of others in pursuit of your goal, go for quality. It is better to employ one person, pay him well, and get the best, rather than gather handfuls of mediocrity and who are only filling up the space. A business place is not a welfare center where you keep your relations, friends, or brethren so they can earn a living. If that is your approach, you are playing with bankruptcy. If God has blessed you, there is nothing wrong in creating a welfare account to help the needy. You will get the reward for that. But don't engage people in your establishment as a way of helping them. Don't forget, this is where you need God to bless you and you need divine direction. He has said that He will lead you in a way of profiting, and most of them do less of looking around. Many times what people run around seeking is just within them. And in spite of all that, starting small has a lot of benefits. A lot of benefits you can ever think of. It gives you a solid foundation. Like everything that comes up to attack you, you have a solid foundation and you don't shake, and you are able to go forward. Number one, you have a solid foundation. Every time you meet challenges, your brain develops because you have many ideas of how to handle problems and challenges of your life. So you gain mental development. You also you build up your resources. Building up your personal resources is really a great thing. You are able to build yourself and not on other people's finances and all that, and you're able to stand by yourself and you gather whatever you want by yourself. That is something great you can ever achieve in your life. You also have references, like when you're doing something new and you are confronted by a lot of challenges, you know how to address them. You're not like this person has jumped from one step to another. You have all the knowledge concerning that area or issue, and you have the stability that you need. You also have the joy of growing. Oh my goodness, when it comes to the joy of growing, you can always experience in yourself, and when you talk about yourself and what you have achieved, fills your joy, it fills your heart with joy, it gives you self-worth, self-value, and you're always shining out. So thank you so much for watching today. I believe God has blessed you in this video, and I thank you so much for watching my videos. I love you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.